Guess who got brands talking? Brandlive.co.za.
Welcome to it.
What up?
Are you connected, Misho?
Yeah, most def connected.
Yeah, we've got a great show today. It's going to be hot. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, Misho, what's up, man?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to today's show. It's gonna be a whole, as they say nowadays, it's gonna be lit.
Yes.
The weather allows, so we're gonna have a lot of fun.
Yeah, man. Interestingly, we've got someone on the show today. She's co-hosting. We've got Didi.
Hello, everybody.
Yes. So she's like the Didi, the Dexter cartoon.
Yeah.
Didi.
I
So
saw this one
so every time she messes up something today, we're gonna scream Didi. Yeah. How are you, Didi? Tell us a little bit about yourself, lady.
about myself. Okay, I'm Didi from Pretoria, and I'm a digital designer, and I work with geek culture.
Ooh, we work with those people from the organization that starts with the G
The
and
first
ends with
lady
the
of
cha.
geek culture.
Starts with the G and ends with the cha.
Ooh, those crazy human beings.
Yes. So, all right. So today's show, this is the last show of the month. The last Thursday of the month. We focus it on social media. So we'll be taking you through all the social media stuff that you need to know as an entrepreneur, as an innovator, as someone who wants to be super cool, like someone you know in the studio. Anyway,
Yeah, T, don't go around telling people your name. So T is a super cool one in the studio. So if you want to be super cool like Tiyani, as you said, you definitely need to listen to today's show. We're going to be talking about a whole lot of social media, and he'll tell us, how he brands himself, how he uses social media. He's very famous for a lot of things, one of those things being his famous jacket. Today you left it behind.
oh my goodness.
We're
Tiyani
very
from
disappointed.
So Misho, tell us, where have you been turning up this week?
So I've got a tendency of going offline this week. Lately, I go a lot offline. Where have you been turning up?
Dude, I was not only turning up, I was turning side to side, turning up and down.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 days ago, I went jogging, hashtag health,
Okay.
hashtag health. Yeah, I went jogging and unfortunately it rained on me, man. This rain has been out of order, hey?
It's been too much. Like, someone just opened a tab non-stop. It's just been pouring.
Yeah,
And
man, the rain has been out of order. These are the effects of Dineo. Thank you, Dineo. Anyway, but the good news about this rain is that the Vaal River has gone up by 72%. That's awesome.
That's good news.
Yeah, but I think my biggest interest in this whole story, it brings up a question of smart dams. Is there a platform where we can just go at any time and check out what are the dam levels? I think that's an interesting thing for me. I know that the Department of Water and Sanitation have a platform where they update mostly every 2 weeks to let you know of the dam levels and so forth. Yeah, so I think that's something that we should be looking out for and make as geeks. Yesterday, Didi, did you watch the budget vote speech?
I did not, Tiyani.
Yeah, she's a millennial, you see. I always tell you about the millennials, Misho.
I just read the updates.
All right, but quite some interesting things that came out from the budget speech from our Minister of Finance, Mr. Pravin Gordhan. So apparently, the government needs to raise 28 billion rand in tax. But it mentioned some very exciting stuff as far as ICT is concerned. Cities have what we call IDPs, the integrated development plans or industrial development plans, if you may call it like that. So almost each and every park in the country will be equipped with Wi-Fi to make it more smart. The Wi-Fi rollout broadband is coming up as well. So I think that's going to be a really interesting one to look out for as well.
yeah, it's great to hear that the government is actually planning on spending cash and in empowering the ICT community. I mean, they can do a whole lot more. It's a whole point of trying to make cities smarter.
Yes.
They're going to education-wise, digitalizing everything. So it only makes sense that, let them put up a little bit of money into it. Maybe they could have put up more. We need a lot of people. We need to connect people from rural areas. I need to be walking around the streets wherever I am and feel like, I can just connect.
Check in.
I want to check in somewhere. Right? But for that, I need data. I need connectivity. So, and at the same time, it shouldn't be like I've got battery power, but I don't have Wi-Fi. It must be balanced, these things.
Yeah, so that's what I want. I should be able to walk into a science and technology park everywhere and then check in. Hashtag this is us. Hashtag OMG. Hashtag Centon. Hashtag life. Hashtag awesomeness. Hashtag we were there. Yeah. So Didi, can you quickly tell us some of the interesting tech facts that we have on the show today?
One of the most interesting tech facts, actually, we'll be speaking about it later, is that the first mobile call took place in 1955. I was streaming a Jack video about it. It was really cool. I'll try upload it on Twitter so everyone else can see.
Okay. The first mobile call was made in 1955. That's interesting. I remember that the first time I made a phone call. How was your first experience? Your first call?
I'm actually curious.
Do you remember your first phone call, Misha?
I don't remember my first phone call, but I do remember the first phone that I used. The first phone call, I don't know who I used to, but I used the what do you call this thing? One of these public phones when Vodacom was it Telcom back then. Vodacom.
Yeah, Telcom. You got the card.
Yeah, you had the card. They had this green thing going on where you could just go there, a payphone. And I was so amazed. Like I can actually hear someone from another side. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. So I actually started my first phone call in it was in a container like this. Because we're broadcasting live from Millville, ladies and gentlemen, in one of the boxes, 27 boxes. That is super cool. Yes.
Wow.
But then coming back to my story, my first phone call, when I finished making the phone call, I actually went outside to check at the back to verify that is this person at the back. It was quite fascinating.
1955, yes?
No,
How old are you, man?
How old am I? I'm 37.
Very
Anyway.
good.
Yeah, but then that was my first phone call, and it was quite exciting. What other interesting fact do you have for us today?
The 5 megabyte slot that we have later on, that it actually weighed a ton. Imagine 5 megabytes weighing a ton, and today it's like a chip or a USB. So that's something pretty cool.
All right. Can you repeat that again? I think it's quite interesting.
5 megabytes,
Yes.
about 10 years ago, weighed a ton, and today you can get it in a chip. You can actually get about a terabyte in a small box. Yeah. So that's pretty interesting.
Yeah. So that's the evolution that the world has been going. Everything is becoming micro, everything's becoming super smart, and the world is basically just growing smarter and smarter. And the more we grow, the more things become smaller, and is an inconvenience in terms of usage as well. Yeah. What other interesting thing do you have,
Misha?
All right. So the other interesting thing that we have not, besides the 3 that they've given us, right? On the third one, right? Every single minute that takes by, over 100 hours of video footage goes uploaded to YouTube. All right. So this is quite interesting. So, every single minute, right? That takes by, right? So now let's just wait. We probably have done 10 seconds since I read that. That takes by over 100 hours of video footage goes uploaded to YouTube. That's pretty insane. That's pretty crazy, because that means a lot of people are constantly putting up YouTube content, right? But the nice thing about it is this fact can actually be a lot more than what is written there, because now we've got Instagram. Like, you guys can check us now on Instagram. You can check us on Periscope. A lot of video content is being pushed. And as part of our topic for today, which is social media, right? You'll see a lot of video going. So video is the new content for 2017. You'll see a lot of marketers pushing out information using video content.
Speaking of video content, I saw this guy from Zimbabwe. He does vlogging. And the way I was doing the vlogging, showing all the different areas in Zimbabwe, how they conduct food markets, it just made me feel like, oh my goodness, I really have to be in Zimbabwe this year. So
are you going?
Yeah, man, I have to go to Zimbabwe this year. It's quite a fascinating area to be in.
I think Tiyani is gonna leave us again. Every time Tiyani travels, he leaves us behind.
Yeah, so that's the whole thing. You need to be able to use all the free platforms that are there out there. You can just go to any food outlets. You know our motto, right, Misho?
Yeah.
When you get to a restaurant, two things. Allocate us a table where there's a power point where we can plug our devices, and number two, Wi-Fi. Yes, you really have to have Wi-Fi. We cannot stress that enough, eh? We really have to have Wi-Fi. And there are a lot of free tools out there. That's why today we've got Mr. Mashudu Modau, the founder of Mesh Startup. He will be coming through to the show and he'll be sharing some of the lessons as an entrepreneur. So I think I'm really looking forward to that. He's quite a vocal guy.
Yeah, Mashudu is quite interesting. The nice thing about it is, as we mentioned on the last third fact, right, that a lot of content is being pushed out on YouTube. He's now trying to do those whole vlogging stuff. So if you guys don't know what vlogging is, sounds like a very Russian name. Vlogging. Vladimir Vodka and those things. So he's coming through later on to tell us more about what is he all about, what does it do, and what is this vlogging thing that's really going on.
Yes. Yeah, this is one of my favorite segments of the show. We get to check out some of the innovative ideas out there. What are local innovators working on? What are some of the projects in the garage that are just sitting? What are some of the apps that are breaking the market, that are being disruptive? There's that term, disruptive technology.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is where we do a weekly checkout of some of the cool innovations coming out of Africa, coming out of South Africa. And this week we're checking out Ukando app.
Jeez, man, you pronounce it all different.
I
was on some.
You can do.
Oh.
Tiyani, what's going on?
What is it called?
I'm Zululizing it.
Oh, okay.
Yes. But it's actually called You Can Do app. Basically, this app allows you as parents, as parents, guardians and learners, with it provides us with information on a variety of post-school opportunities, from undergraduate degree options to internships to diploma courses to gap year ideas, artisanal training, and so much more.
Yeah, so checked it out earlier on. So this is a platform where if you want to find out all this information, let's say you're in matric, you want to find out which university to go to, right, based on your marks and based on location and subjects and interest. This is one platform that can actually help you with that. There's a fee that you have to pop in. It's 250, and then they help you search the right institution for you. So they'll tell you, okay, if you have, I don't know what the latest subjects are, but there's so many. If you have this type of subject, right, in matric, this is the marks that you got, and this is a field you want to go into. This platform helps you find the ideal institution for you.
Yeah, man, that's very important.
Yeah, so you guys can check out the platform. Now I don't feel like pronouncing it because I think I'm going to pronounce it wrong. But we've already put it up earlier on. We'll just retweet it. You guys can check the platform. So if you've got a younger sister, brother out there who's in matric, there could be a platform that they can use to test, which university do they want to go to. And they're putting more features into it. Like you can get to see things, opportunities like bursaries. Like yesterday we saw I saw this hashtag, hire a graduate.
Yeah.
So this hire graduate hashtag. So this could be one of those things. If you guys wanna, link the two together, it could be one platform to check out.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, So right now we're going to go into a quick ad break, and we'll be back with some interesting things. Stay tuned.
If you're looking for an information technology and communication solution company suitable for your small or medium-sized enterprise, then look no further than Hive ICT. They aim to provide SMEs with the same level of service expected by large corporations without sacrificing the personal relationship they have with their customers. Offering remote and on-site support, as well as IT system design, network design and installations, server and workstation maintenance, and web design, web application development, and more. Visit www.hiveict.com right away.
I'm from the ad break. Before we get into this session, I just want to highlight a very important thing. You know Bill Gates, right?
Yes.
This
one. Okay, I'll let you go with it.
Yeah, the ultimate geek, the ultimate nerd. I think it's going to make one great ancestor as a geek. Because we worship to the geek lord sometimes. When the code is not working, geek lord, please. What is happening? But then, get this. Mr. Bill Gates said that robots must start paying tax.
Robots must start paying tax.
Yes. This is because some of these robots that are coming up are taking people's jobs.
I agree. There's a lot of people that are going to lose jobs.
Yes.
So imagine a robot with this whole AI technology that's coming up. Well, that's already there, actually. Now imagine a robot doing the work of 100 people in an hour or less.
By the way, Misho, what's your job again at Geek Culture?
All right, so moving on to the next part.
So Misho does social media at Geek Culture. He tweets a lot, but sometimes it doesn't have that thing, doesn't have that thing. Yeah. So at Geek Culture,
so you're gonna replace me with a robot?
Yeah. Yes. It doesn't have that thing. So we're actually starting to replace Misho with a robot. For example, now, if you tweet hashtag I blame GK, just tweet hashtag I blame GK. The Geek Culture robot that's going to replace Misho will reply to you with something. Just tweet to it now, hashtag I blame GK. But we're launching the entire project on the 7th of March. Shout out. Well, we'd like to send some shout ups, eh? Let's send some shout ups. Yeah, so I'd like to send a shout up to Simon. I'd like to send a shout up to Sakile, the two guys who are working on the Geek Culture AI bot. You can follow it on Twitter, actually. So it tweets on itself. It will be doing a whole lot of things by the 7th. So shout up to the guys working on that project to make sure that they replace Misho's job.
Well, I can't really say shout up for that, but shout up to you guys for your effort. And they've been testing it quite a lot now. Looking forward to seeing it come to life.
Yeah, but you can tweet hashtag I blame GK right now.
Yeah, and by the way, the hashtag is if you feel I hope it doesn't get out of control. But if you feel that we use a hashtag for access to opportunities and whatnot, right? When something happens, something cool happens, we just say I blame Geek Culture. But use a hashtag. Let us know what you blame Geek Culture for. Maybe you just got a new opportunity, a new job. You blame Geek Culture for that. And don't forget to connect with us. So what we've done now, if we've gone live, you can see Didi right there. She's tweeting. This is Periscope. So if you guys are on Twitter, you can view the show using the hashtag GeeksConnect. Instagram, we also plugged in, and you guys can just listen to while watching the animated characters in here.
All right. So this is part of the show where we get to ask some questions. I think I'll start with Didi. Didi. Yeah, what up, Didi? What's your favorite social media platform?
That's a tough one, yeah. I think
Tell us.
Twitter.
Yeah, Twitter.
A lot of people are not comfortable using Twitter. Why do you think that is the case?
They probably don't know how to use. I was also not comfortable with Twitter at first, and then when you just get the flow of things, it becomes quite the enjoyment.
Any tips for us in terms of Twitter? Like what can we use to promote whatever we're doing, to promote the brand, to promote yourself as an individual? Like how what can you tell a person who's trying to understand why should they even bother using Twitter?
Using Twitter. I'm still learning, but I think if you can establish why you're on it or what kind of message you're trying to put through, it's easier to get content. And your content needs to be legit as well. And it needs to be in uniform. You
Okay,
need to stick to your message.
how does one ensure the legitimacy of this content?
You need to have a purpose. So figure out why your brand exists.
Yeah.
Who are you trying to reach with your brand? And figure out what kind of language those people use. What times do they tweet at? The whole... Do your research, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Misho, you spend a lot of time doing social media. How do you ensure that you keep that professionalism level and also the personal level? How do you go about separating the two?
So the first thing is managing multiple accounts. So that helps.
Okay.
So I know when to flip over and whatnot. But it's difficult because now people that follow you on Twitter, right? They associate you with certain things. So for instance, there's certain things I cannot tweet about. There's certain things I cannot say. So
Okay.
one way of managing that stuff is now when you go into a platform, for instance, Geek Culture, right? Geek Culture is a platform for young people. So we're not gonna be completely all full professional corporates and whatnot, right? Because our audience is young people. So T here can say words like lit and whatever words that's being used nowadays. You can say that we can wake up and say, yo fam, you understand? Because our audience understands that. But now if you're managing a social media account which is more professional, like for a corporate, imagine Microsoft dropping something or the presidency's account saying, yo, what's happening? What y'all think about the budget speech? It was lit. Imagine something like that.
Yeah. So it's funny that you mentioned handling a president's account. We often hear of accounts being hacked.
Yeah.
I've seen it a lot. Donald Trump got a warning earlier this year from a hacker from, forgot which country the hacker was from, but basically the hacker was telling Trump to change his privacy settings on Twitter, and basically highlighting that we are all very vulnerable.
I'm a really huge fan of hacking, though.
Okay.
If I could do it as much as I'd like to,
Why would you want to hack?
It's just fun. I think it's just so fun to know that you can get past a barrier, but then you just have to work at it and work at it and work at it, and then you're in someone's account.
Okay. Yeah. So that goes in hand with this saying that privacy is the price you have to pay for freedom. You are never safe. You can never be safe. Hackers are always finding new innovative ways to break into systems. Obviously, the usage of Wi-Fi as well, free Wi-Fi in public.
Yeah.
Yeah. You should be very careful around that. If you're using your own laptop, for example, just make sure that you have firewalls. You have got all the apps on your PC updated. And you must be able to update those applications on a secure Wi-Fi, for example. Yesterday, I was actually in this area, and I was connected to Wi-Fi, public Wi-Fi, and you won't believe that I was able to see all the files of the people who were connected to that Wi-Fi, and that's how easy it was to hack into someone. Because you are not extra careful. Just make sure that whatever you do, you have all the right protective measures on your devices, on your phones, on your computers, and this whole thing of IoT as well.
Yeah.
A lot of hackers actually breaking into IoT systems, because you know that when you ask someone what is IoT, they will say IoT is my kettle connected to the internet. That's the.
But they actually miss out the point that there is some internet involved, and because of that, the likelihood of being hacked.
Yes.
Tiyani, do you maybe want to explain what Internet of Things is?
Okay, so Internet of Things goes in hand with the era that we're in, the fourth industrial revolution. We'd been going from the first industrial revolution of humans trying to industrialize the world, trying to make the evolution of the world of industry be better as possible. And I know that the second industrial revolution was about mass production, and then the third industrial revolution went into automation, where you now see cars being made by robots. So that was a way of making the industry world more smarter. But now the focus is on IoT at most, having things connected to the internet. But then, of course, you can have more things connected to the internet, like right now. A lot of people are still not connected to the internet, but then we have more things connected. If you talk about power stations, for example, like Eskom, those power grids, most of them are now internet enabled. So I can be far away. I can be at some other places. I can be able to manage and see the performance of the power grid. I can be able to manage my household, for example, in terms of checking out electricity usage, in terms of checking out how's the security in my home and so forth, and cars as well. Cars are connected to the internet even now. That's why there have been a couple of cases where the Tesla car your car can just get hacked on the road. Yeah, and then they just stop it. Yeah, but Internet of Things basically means literally things that are connected to the internet over networking modules, and they are producing a whole lot of data in that sense as well. So talk about big data, yeah.
All right, so we get to see a couple of people listening to the show. Boingi says, how can you make your Wi-Fi connectivity secure? So she's asking, she just dropped a question, how can I make my Wi-Fi connectivity secure?
Is this preventing other people from using her Wi-Fi?
Yeah, so basically making sure that once I'm using my hotspots and whatnot, it's well protected, minus the whole having an antivirus and whatnot.
Okay, so like I was saying, mostly privacy is the price we have to pay. So there is a price, obviously. You have to make sure that you pay for extra security at most. That's why also web development. I like to get into this as well. I've been waiting for so long to say this. So Google, as of this year, if your website that you have developed requires people to log in, Google Chrome now flags that website as not secure. Just say not secure. So do not enter passwords into that website because it's not secure. It has but then coming back to the question of Wi-Fi, obviously you need to have a strong password, a long password. But there are a couple of ways in trying to make your Wi-Fi as secure as possible. There are tools that you can use to make sure that your Wi-Fi is protected as such. You can never have a state where you say that your Wi-Fi is 100% secured, because there are always ways that there are softwares that are dedicated to break into Wi-Fi as well. So that's why you always need to make sure that you are growing your capacity in terms of yeah.
But I think Wi-Fi security has become better. I remember when Wi-Fi started, we used to just get onto people's Wi-Fis easily, but then now it's a bit hard.
Well, for you maybe.
Something you want to tell us, team?
Tiyani?
So it's well, I don't steal people's Wi-Fi, but the thing is, we can't exactly share what are the protective measures, because those protective measures can be a way for other people to get through the Wi-Fi.
And how do you get through Wi-Fi.
Ladies and
Hacking into
gentlemen,
Wi-Fi.
we're now going into an ad break, and then after that we'll play a jam. We hope that you have got coffee ready. Just jam to this, and after this we'll be back with Mr. Mashudu Modau, talking startups, talking entrepreneurship, talking all kind of cool things to make you go superb.
Making a bold statement yet blending into the surrounding suburbs of Melville, 27 Boxes is a realization of edgy design and practical implementation. A radical departure from the shopping malls of our generation, yet not a return to the high streets of our youth. 27 Boxes showcases the best of a shopping centre set in a garden, surrounded by the bohemian suburb that is Melville. 27 Boxes, shop, play, eat.
Ladies and gentlemen and geeks, welcome back from the ad break. So today we're focusing on social media. How does social media help your business grow? How does it help in pushing innovation forward? How does it help connect people to make sure that we as humanity stay connected, and also helps us drive the digital footprint? Because remember, everything that we say on social media, everything we do, our kids, our grandchildren are going to look back and say, oh my word, our ancestors really sucked. They really sucked because of the type of stuff they used to post. But today we've got a guest. His name is Mashudu Modau. You know, I know one Mashudu, Didi. I know one Mashudu. When I was growing up, I used to watch Mubango. There was the notorious ghost of Mubango, Mashudu. Yes. Whenever Mashudu appeared on Mubango, you knew, and I'm going to say this in Venda, Hudori wakiri pano. Hudori wakiri pano. There will be trouble. You knew that. But Mashudu was quite active and was quite persuasive. Just like our guest today, is one of the champions in entrepreneurship, driving innovation, is passionate about what he does. Mr. Mashudu, please welcome, sir.
Very interesting intro. It's always easy to, like, people can always relate to my name because of that, so it's very easy. But before I introduce myself, I just wanted to say that I'm a big fan and supporter of the work that you guys do with Geek Culture, with Geeks Connect. I just think, like, all the work that you guys are doing to upskill people, to empower people, to educate people about technology is, like, very important work.
Thank you, sir.
On to my intro. My name is Mashudu, as you said. And my grand mission, my grand vision, my grand life purpose is to enable, encourage, educate, and empower young people about entrepreneurship. That's just the crux of it. That's everything about me. That's what's important to me. That's what inspires me. That's what keeps me going.
Interesting. I know that there are a lot of people. I know Didi calls herself an entrepreneur. But then, to you, what is an entrepreneur really? Just one line.
Sure, that's a very interesting one. I think an entrepreneur is someone that sees something wrong or something that doesn't work the way it possibly could, and wants to fix it by building something around it. So someone that creates solutions to the world's problems or to the world's needs, to create a business around it, to create a product around it, to create a service around it, and to try and sell that.
Did you have a question for Mashudu?
Yeah. What kind of need did you see needed to be rectified?
Well, I think that South Africa is one of the most interesting countries for many reasons. One big challenge that we have is education around entrepreneurship. What entrepreneurship is, what business is, how it works, how you get into it, how you start, how you build, how you grow. I think there is a massive gap in how we educate people. There's a massive gap in how we enable people, how we empower people, and how we show people what entrepreneurship is and how they can get into it and build something of their own in the world.
Yeah. You speak of building something of your own, right? And we all know that entrepreneurship is not an easy journey. So, what are some of the things you would like to see entrepreneurs do to give more strength to their businesses or what it is they're trying to grow?
I think the number one thing is taking advantage of the resources, of the communities, of the programs that are around there to enable us, to educate us, to encourage us, and to empower us. I just think there's so many resources, but very few entrepreneurs. There's this massive thing where incubating spaces or open workspaces, all of them, you see the same people over and over again. Whether you go to Braamfontein or you go to Rosebank or Sandton or Pretoria. Sorry for being Johannesburg centric, but that's what I'm based.
No, it's fine.
You always see the same people going through the same programs over and over again. So what's happening is you have a very niche amount of entrepreneurs that are being empowered over and over and over again. They are being trained over and over again. They are being educated over and over again. So you have this elitist situation where very few people are actually getting the empowerment they need. Very few people are getting the education they need. So I just think we need to open up that landscape and just go, wait, we need more people in here. We need to get more people into incubation spaces, more people into workspaces, getting people building their own thing. Because just the structure of our economy is very based on people getting employment. That's just how things are. But with the unemployment situation as it is, that's not always the best option. I think we need to start opening up people to what is possible outside of just getting a job, going to school. I think there needs to be more, and yeah, that's what I think. So if people just taking the initiative to get empowered, getting educated, getting upskilled by these spaces, by these resources, and getting themselves pumped up with as much education and empowerment and resources so that they can go on to build something and create something of their own.
All right. I'm interested in knowing about Mesh Startup. Can you tell us more about that?
So Mesh Startup, I know we're talking about social media, so this is a perfect story about that. Mesh Startup is something that I thought of and created because I realized something. I was using social media for the wrong reasons. I was using social media just to post about, hey, I ate this, or I went there, I did that. But I thought, wait, if I can position myself and try and drive a message, maybe there could be an impact. Maybe I could do something real, something special, something remarkable. So round about last year, April, I started consciously deciding that I wasn't going to use social media for any other reason other than to drive a simple message. We need to enable, encourage, educate, and empower entrepreneurs. That's the only message that I was driving out. So any chance I got, when I found out about a resource, a new incubation space, a new open workspace, I needed to put that information out. So on my Facebook post, that's all you'll see. You'll see encouragement for entrepreneurs. You'll see resources. You'll see educational stuff. You'll see empowering stuff. And all I wanted to do was enable people to start creating, to start getting into the right spaces to empower themselves in an entrepreneurial sense. So I consciously stopped posting about anything else other than entrepreneurship. So Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, you'll see I have the same profile picture, I have the same banner, I have the same bio.
I feel you, man. I feel you.
And everything is driven around a message. And I think like when people start unlocking the power of social media to do that, you'll start seeing the rewards. Because I mean, now the content writes itself. The content comes to me. Like I live on the internet, just by the way. Like that's where I live. And most people are now giving me the resources. Someone will say, hey, look, I have this for entrepreneurs and I don't know how to put it out. So I'll say, okay, no, it's fine, give it to me, and then I'll put it out and I'll try and get more people to share it. So consciously now everyone just associates me and identifies me with one thing, entrepreneurship. So just making sure you take social media and use it to drive a certain message, to tell your story, and then let the world come to you. And yeah.
It's actually ironic that you bring that up, because before you came in, we were talking about how to brand yourself on social media. And aside from keeping everything uniform, like having the same banners and having the same profile pictures, what do you think that people can use? What tips do you think people can use to keep up with the certain brand on social media?
I think the brand is such a buzzword. Like everyone uses that word, but I
Yeah.
don't think most people understand what it is or what it means. But with social media, I think what I did was I made sure I found something that I was passionate about, something that really mattered to me. And I wanted to consciously look for things on the internet that other people weren't looking at, and I wanted to be the one to post it on social media. So you'll find that a lot of the things that happen around entrepreneurship don't even end up on social media. It ends up, it's either, you know, in someone's office, in a document, and it's circulated around the same people, and you have this clique of email chains where people share resources, whatever. I mean, I'm part of a WhatsApp group where there are so many resources in that WhatsApp group, and I'm just thinking, why can't this be on Twitter? Why can't it be on Instagram or Facebook so that everyone can gain access?
Yeah, online secret societies.
Hey, there's a lot of those. But yeah, just finding what you're passionate about, so that, because that makes it easy for you to start making content or finding content that speaks to that, so you can put it out and not diluting your message. I think that's the worst thing about social media, when you dilute your message and you speak on so many things that people can't even identify you with a single message or a single passion point, and it's just like, this guy is about everything, you know, and that's a massive fail, I think.
Interesting. Well, talking social media, this is technology. What are some of your favorite technologies? Just 3 of them that you think have helped you in this journey of building up Mesh startup.
Sure. That's okay. That's a very funny question, because I only use one. I use my phone. Literally, that's it. I mean,
Okay.
I made a YouTube series of videos just on my phone. I used editors from an app store. I've never paid for an app before, so I used only free apps. So it's just my phone. I don't know if that is. I can't name 3 because I just use my phone. I just use my phone in so many different ways that I know that it can, like.
I think we live in those times now, like where you can just use your phone.
Yeah, but I don't think people use it that way. I mean, think about what people really use their phones for, and think about what they can be used for. I mean, when I tell people I did that whole YouTube series on my phone, it's like, no, this guy is lying, or he's just trying to sell us something.
Yeah.
But honestly, like, if you unlock the power of your phone, I mean, I don't use the best phone. It's an okay phone. It's a Samsung S6. It broke recently. But that phone can do so much. And other phones can do the same. I mean, I just think a lot of people have iPhones, Samsungs, and all these other phones, but they don't really unlock the power of them by seeing what more they can do to create something or build something around something with their phones, or
Yeah. Even high-end brands are shooting ads on their phones now.
Yes, a lot of them.
Yeah.
And I just think maybe it's because we use our phone. We think our phones aren't as powerful as they are. I mean, how many people are really editing video on their phones? How many are shooting video? And if they are shooting video, how much of it is meaningful?
Yeah.
How much of it can be impactful? How much of it can really touch other people and do something for the world? I mean, we use our phone in very vain ways, unfortunately. But yeah, I think there's so much more that can come out of your phone than just, hey, I went to Tasha's or whatever.
Yeah.
All right.
Checking in.
Yeah. Any books you have read that you like to share with the listeners?
That's an unfortunate answer that I have to give. I don't really like reading as much as so you talked about technology. I prefer using apps that really create content that can empower me much further. I mean, I think one of the best apps in terms of business education is McKinsey. I don't know if you guys use that. The McKinsey app is one of the best ones. Another one I use is YouTube. I know that's a weird one, but YouTube has one of the biggest libraries of educational content in the world.
Yeah.
But because we're too busy watching AKA videos, we don't even think, hey, wait, maybe let me watch the latest episode of Geek Culture.
No hate to
By the way,
AKA
there's a of course, I love AKA, but just think about, what if I could watch a Geek Culture talk on on YouTube while I wait for whatever. I'm not big on books, but I'm big on apps. I'm big on the internet. Like I said, I live on the internet, so most of the education and empowerment I get is purely from the internet. So using apps like McKinsey, like YouTube, Twitter even. I think Twitter is one of the most educational and empowering platforms.
Yeah.
But again, we use it for vain reasons. So we lose a lot of the valuable stuff because of the noise of the vanity and the flash and the plastic, because that makes so much more noise than the empowering stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. Where can one find you?
I'm on everything. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Medium. I'm on Facebook. Everything, but it's the same handle. Mash Starts Up. So yeah, same handle for everything.
At Mash Starts
Up.
Up.
Yes.
Mash
Starts Up. Yes. So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. We're running out of time. Do you have any last message that you'd like to tell our listeners out there?
Yeah. The biggest message I have is like, number one misconception is most people think I might be like a motivational speaker. I'm not, and I have like a really big problem with motivational speakers. I think like they're the biggest frauds. But I use my platform to my only passion, my biggest life purpose is to enable, encourage, educate, and empower entrepreneurs. I think that if we can do that for other people, it will change the shape of the economy. It will change how terrible situations the youth of South Africa are in, the youth of Africa are in. I think entrepreneurship is a powerful tool for people to drive themselves out of poverty, out of the dire situations that we are in. And the biggest tip is just start. Like, that's the biggest thing. I know people say that a lot, but I think if we start to drive that and say to people, look, entrepreneurs are not just old white men. Entrepreneurs are not just successful fat black men. Sorry for the stereotype,
But that's how people see it.
exactly.
Yeah.
And if you show people that entrepreneurs are young black people that are fighting and struggling and sacrificing all they have to build something worth other people buying, and saying to people, look, I'm trying to build something that matters, something that makes a change in the world, then other people will start going, wait, that guy looks like me. That guy is from where I'm from. I mean, I grew up in Deep Kloof. That's Soweto deep. And people will go, no, you need funding. You need this, you need that. I think there's just a massive miseducation about entrepreneurship. I think people need to take the time to educate themselves, empower yourself, like get encouragement where you can, and just upskill yourself. Like, that's the first thing. Just start there. Start with educating yourself, encouraging yourself, empowering yourself, and get enabled into entrepreneurship, and just start.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you for coming through. We really appreciate your time today. Didi, can you quickly tell us about the collective creatives?
Wow. Creative Collective is an online platform that I started about 2 years ago. What its aim is to bring about collaborations amongst young artists, educate people on creative industries, and basically just build a platform where people can have an open dialogue about issues that face us people in the creative industry, and how we can grow together and just collaborate on more projects instead of isolating ourselves and trying to do everything on our own.
That's amazing.
Yes, that's coming up April, right?
Oh yes, we're having a workshop in April. It's called the Creatives Manifesto. It's a collaboration between Creative Collective and DEAD.
Okay, awesome. So this is a gig guide basically where people can go turn up and so forth. but I know that Raiketses are having
Women in Tech IT,
Yes, Women in Tech IT. So you can attend that event. It's for free, happening on the 11th of March. So just go through, check out the Geek Culture platforms on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. LinkedIn as well. We use LinkedIn a lot. Just everywhere. We'll be popping out that information shortly to get you attending that event. The Maker Assembly UK is happening next week. We are really excited about that one because we had been part of the Maker Library Network. So just find out what the program is about and what are more opportunities out there for you as creatives in the world. And then also on the 18th until the 19th of March, the Safe Hackathon with Telkom, Geek Culture, MTN is happening. So are you safe?
I'm really excited for that.
Yeah, are you safe? Digital zombies are out to get you, so make sure that you look out for that of the information on that one as well. And there are a whole lot of other tech events for high schoolers. There's something coming up for you guys at the end of the month. We'll be bringing some super cool guests as well to talk to you about various programs that are happening. Didi, any last words from you?
Yeah, I really appreciate you guys calling me through. I really had a good time today. And if anyone wants to get a hold of me, Twitter at DI_Tacho, and on Instagram, DD_DESE.
Alright, I'll follow you. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that has been all that we had today. Just make sure that you keep on keeping on. If you're coding, keep on coding. If you're designing, do it super creatively. If you're an entrepreneur, keep on pushing. As Mesh has said, the best advice I can give you is just to start and make sure that you get the right tools. Make sure that you educate yourself and use whatever resources you have with you.
And don't be afraid to ask. If you want to know anything, just ask. You know our Twitter handles. You know Geek Culture, where to find us. Just
and Mash.
Ask. And Mash.
And
all right, ladies and gentlemen, that is all we had for today. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
You're listening to brandlive.co.za.
Have you ever thought about the power of social media? Social media has the power to make your business grow. Grow! Yeah. Why don't you let us manage your social media? Because our business is to see your business grow. Visit us at www.beastdownmedia.co.za.